Now joining us, Robin Washut, employee on Husker Online of Sean Callahan.
I'm just with this guy all day.
Just follow him.
Guys have been together a lot. Robin, how you feeling? What was it like down there in Kansas City?
It was crazy. Getting down there,
Yeah.
usually a 3.5-hour drive took us. I rode with Sipple and Abby Barmore.
He was on Sipple duty.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had, for
Robin
one, I had to
Sipple.
chauffeur Steven Sipple around, so that's a task in itself.
Yes.
But then it took us about 4.5 hours with construction and traffic. We got to the hotel, got a quick lunch, head over to the stadium, tried to get there early. They opened up the tailgate lot 30 minutes before they were supposed to.
They had
so
to.
A full 5 hours before kickoff, that place was rocking. So it was everything that I expected and more.
Robin, looking at this game, going into game one, I'm sure you had certain expectations for certain position groups. What ones lived up to those expectations? What ones maybe not so much? And what ones are you kind of like, it's game one. Let's wait to see how 2, 3, and 4 go.
Well, yeah, the highlight was the secondary, for sure. I mean, with the way that they covered, and obviously Cincinnati didn't pressure them too much with a lot of downfield shots, but anytime they did, those corners especially answered the call. They won all the one-on-one matchups. They tested Andrew Marshall right out of the gate. He gets the PBU on the very first play, and then they didn't even try to throw to Sierra Wright on the other side of the field. And then Deshaun Singleton was active from the very first snap, had like 3 tackles on the first series, and so that's secondary. And then obviously Malcolm Hartzog finishing the deal with his pick. I mean, you just go across the board, every one of those starting secondaries, and Donovan Jones as well, played as well as you could have hoped. And so that was the clear highlight for me. And then, on the other side of the ball, Dylan was really efficient. Didn't get to see him show off the arm very much, but I thought he made the plays when he needed to the most. 4th down touchdown, scrambling for first downs, using his legs, mobility a little bit. And then Emmett Johnson being the workhorse that we all thought that he would be. We'll see how sustainable that is going forward, but that was definitely nice to see your top guys step up in those big moments. And then as far as position groups that maybe underwhelmed, we still need to see more from that defensive line. And that's not a secret. That was the narrative all offseason about what that group was going to be, how they're going to hold up against the run and rush the passer. It's still very much a work in progress. I think you saw some highlights like Williams Dwerney playing 38 snaps, leading the defensive line. So there's some things to like, but certainly a lot to clean up on both sides of the line of scrimmage, really.
Yeah, Robin, back to that D-line. I mean, when you lose Nash and Ty, I think everybody knew it was going to be a work in progress, but was it below your expectation level or about what you thought as far as that there were going to be some questionable moments just for a lot of guys playing their first real big snaps?
Yeah, and that's the thing you got to take into account, too. I mean, this is a brand new group with a lot of guys getting their first taste of that type of stage.
And a new coach.
And a new coach, yeah. So, I mean, there was a lot of newness that with some wrinkles that needed to get worked out. And yeah, they gave up 200 yards rushing, but half of those came to the quarterback. And if you ask John Butler, they were running a high school offense with just kind of QB backyard football running the game. So it's hard to put too much on them. The yards per carry from the running backs, I think everybody was well over 5 yards per carry in that game. That needs to improve. They had 9 pressures, no hits, no sacks, and so that needs to improve. But you kind of take it with a grain of salt with the style of quarterback that they were playing. But, again, that was the biggest concern, question mark, going into the offseason. It kind of played out that way. But, again, it's game one. They're playing a Cincinnati team that I think is better than a lot of people are giving them credit for. And so maybe we'll look back on this as this was a good kind of first taste of what is to come for that defensive line.
Yeah, when you look at the way Nebraska played in that first quarter, where they gave up 40-something yards rushing, missed a couple of gaps. After the second quarter was over, Nebraska scores. Third quarter, that game could have been over. They go down and score. All of a sudden, they're up 17-3, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much the game's over at that point.
Yeah, and you look back on that game, Nebraska had so many opportunities to really blow that thing open. And so that's kind of one of the, you talk about cleaning things up. That's a game where, especially in that environment with the crowd support behind you, you got to take advantage of the opportunities when they're there. So I know a lot of the attention was on the explosive plays or lack thereof on offense, but the defense could have gotten stops and ended that game a long time ago. Special teams could have made some more game-changing plays. I thought special teams was good, but as Matt Rule himself said, they didn't change the game really in any way. So it's at all 3 levels of missed opportunities where that game probably was much closer than it should have been. But again, you got to flip it. This is a program that has lost that game 9 times out of 10 over the last 20 years. And for them to finish that in week 1 on the national stage, to have that momentum and positivity to learn from a win as opposed to trying to dig yourself out of a hole, that's rare territory for this program that is much welcomed.
9 of 36 since going back to 2016, they've lost that game. Or won the game only 9 times.
I mean, we all had that feeling, right?
Yep.
That last drive, this is happening again.
Yeah.
But I think we can be happy with an unsatisfied victory, right? But one area we always seem to neglect because it's been such a catastrophe is the special teams.
Yeah.
But I know they said they had opportunities to take off a kickoff return, block a punt, but getting points when points were needed and pinning them deep on that last drive. I mean, that's big time play by the special team unit that we haven't seen for a long time now.
Yeah. Just think about this. How many times did the long snapper come up? How many times did the hold come up? How many block punts did we see? How many shanked field goals did we see? Like the operation of just the most fundamental aspects of special teams was as crisp as we've seen in years, especially recently going back to last year. So that was markedly improved. You know, they weren't just average. Like Kyle Cunanan drills that 52-yarder. They won by 3. Game-changing play. And then Archie Wilson, making those punts. He didn't show off the big booming leg, but putting 3 of his 4 inside the 20, 2 inside the 10, including that one in the fourth quarter that made Cincinnati have to march the length of the field. Those are the types of things that weren't happening last year. And Nebraska had to overcome special teams, whereas at least, they didn't have the game-changing plays like with the big returns or the blocks, but they made the plays they needed to make. They made the long field goals, and they made their extra points. They didn't have those costly bad punts or breakdowns. They had maybe one breakdown in coverage. But overall, I thought it was a pretty clean game. Now the next step is becoming a satisfactory unit to a game-changing unit.
What do you need to see in this Akron game, Robin, to just feel good about it? And obviously running back is one of the discussion points, getting more guys going, but there's obviously a few things that probably need to happen to advance this thing forward.
Yeah, I mean, one, do what you're supposed to do. You're 35-point favorites.
Yep.
You got to put that game away early. And then the next step to that is get your depth, some experience. I want to see those running backs. I want to see Mekhi Nelson and Mosey, maybe even Ives, get some workload and show what they can do with it. Like last week, hopefully was kind of a outlier about how they're going to utilize that, and they get those other guys involved. And then you want to see them control the line of scrimmage on both sides. I mean, this is a bad Akron team. I mean, the spread is what it is. They got shut out by Wyoming. That defensive line should dominate. The offensive line should dominate. And if they do those things, all the other 2 things about taking care of business and getting your depth, some live game snaps, that will all take care of itself. So I want to see it start with the line of scrimmage. I want to see wrecking plays from the pass rush and shutting down the run game. And on the other side of the ball, I want to see that offensive line move the line of scrimmage on every snap to where whoever is lined up in that backfield is getting plenty of room to run.
Yeah, and your backup quarterback is a freshman. You want to get him out there as well.
Yeah, I mean, across the board. Like, you want to see those wide receivers beyond the top 3, get more involved. Get Cortez Mills involved. And
Keelan Smith.
You want to see Carter Nelson, with Janarian Bonner out. Like, he's the next man up that we've been waiting, over a year now to see what that picture looks like of Carter Nelson, in Nebraska's offense. Now is the perfect opportunity of these next 2 weeks to get guys like him going a little bit after maybe a slow start.
What do you think of just Labor Day weekend is such a great venue for football.
Yep.
You just got to see so many good games. Give us your Big Ten look around, and what do you think of just the initial games we got to see this weekend?
Yeah, overall, I thought that the teams that you project at the top did their thing. The big blowout wins. The overall record of the conference was good. Northwestern and those likes, Rutgers getting by. So I thought that, if you're Nebraska, you sit back and watch those games, and I think there's probably that immediate feeling of panic, like, oh no, like we barely beat Cincinnati. Well, look what the rest of the league did. Like, Nebraska's not the only team that has a lot of work to do coming out of week 1. And I think that's something that fans need to kind of collect themselves, take a breath, and be like, all right, well, Nebraska's far from a finished product, but so is most every other team in the country. I mean, top 10 teams are coming out of week 1 saying, whoa, we got a lot of work to do. So, that kind of put things in perspective a little bit, where we know the Big Ten's good. There was some rough games from UCLA, Northwestern, and a lot, but, I think overall, Nebraska stacked up pretty well, especially given the level of competition that they played. Again, I think Cincinnati's going to be a better team when you look back on this season than many people are giving them credit for.
Robin, other than the I-29 traffic, would you like to see another game in Kansas City moving forward with Nebraska?
Yeah, I mean, I
Go
think
down on Wednesday. You got to go down on Wednesday, man.
yeah. So
Hey, or leave early. I left early, had no traffic.
Yeah,
retrospect.
we left Wednesday early, and then we coming back on Friday. We didn't go back until like 11. So
yeah, and so planning would definitely change if they go back there again. We will be much more cognizant of travel. But yes, I mean, it's a no-brainer opportunity. The fact that, one, you can get a packed crowd and have that type of environment, you got to find the right opponent that's willing to take that on. And so, like, maybe a more local.
They made $6 million.
I know. So that's good. Or you get a school that that's
an investment into
That's a
Byron,
big
their
deal.
coach.
Where there's programs, there's programs that they would hang their hat on that
Yep.
kind of paycheck. So I think it's one of those things that is for Nebraska's side. It's kind of like with basketball when they play up in Sioux Falls every year. Like it's a no-brainer. Like it's going to be a home game. You get rewarded for it being a quote-unquote neutral site, and then the other team makes a whole bunch of money in the process.
Kansas State, Missouri,
Arkansas.
Arkansas,
I mean, like some of those types
Iowa
of teams.
State.
Iowa State, exactly.
I think you have a group of schools that would make a lot of
rotating-
sense to do that.
People would love that.
Still Big 8. Let's
Yeah.
just bring out the Big 8 conference.
Big 8
Oklahoma
classic.
State, Oklahoma. I mean,
Oklahoma State's on the schedule. Maybe they'll want to move one of the games up there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We'd love that. I know
Absolutely.
Kansas City would love that. They made a ton of money off of concessions, by the way. I don't know if you noticed.
They did.
They made a ton
And
of
every
money.
barbecue place in town had like record, like people were like, what is going on?
It was incredible. It was incredible. They didn't know what was happening, but the Nebraska fans knew what was happening, no doubt.